Back to you going up, you've got Fox going up against Guardian. Fox is the decent AWPer, but I wouldn't say he's world class. He's not in that top 5 sort of echelon of like going up against like your Skadoodles, Guardians, and all those kind of people. But he can hold his own. It's going to be all down to that guy whether he can just have a solid performance. Doesn't need to go sick, but definitely needs to have a decent showing here. Looks like we are going straight into the pistol here. It's going to be FaZe starting on the CT side. Obviously,
look at this. Oh, AC, I wish you would have put that grenade out, because you can actually hear people running there, and that would have been a bit interesting if it had been like that. Now, instead, he's going to have to try and hold with the USP, not entirely on his own, but not far from it either. Looking for the opening kill here, but burst fire up close, and Edward is going to take down AC. MyKillele opening for, looking for a bit of a refrag there. Not going to be too easy. Rain coming in from behind, but he's been spotted as well. It's looking good for the Na'Vi team early on here with the bomb down as well. Rain is getting overpowered in the hallways, and now it's a 3 versus 5, but the bomb's still ticking inside that bomb site. Well, MyKillele just trying to see if he can make some sort of play here, but it's not looking good.
Yeah, the fact is as well, they had a Molotov to play with as well from that upper platform. It's just a perfect setup now from Navi. Simple inside rush coming in from them. It's a very viable strategy, especially on train T side. The fact you can actually guarantee yourself a bomb plant and give yourself a decent chance of winning the round as well. The CTs normally have to fall back and go into a retake sort of setup at that point, but they didn't really even have the chance to do that. Navi coming in, finding the first few frags. Bomb gets planted, setting themselves up very nicely indeed. FaZe now coming in with a force buy, kind of expected. They've got 5.7s, Desert Eagles, and a P250 and a smoke on AZ. So there we go then. You would imagine Navi going to take this very slow indeed. FaZe showing some aggression towards that inside bomb site. But I'm not really sure it's going to amount to anything as I say that though. Somehow AZ makes it and does take down Zeus, but here we go. The frags coming in from Navi now.
Oh, that smoke that Ceased put out, I think that might have been for to the B bomb site connector. I think it actually might land all the way, and that'd be very interesting. So quite a long smoke to be putting down, but bomb obviously about to be planted there. Flamey hitting a shot on Fox, and that might put an end to it. AZ also trapped in between the fire there. Is it going to spread to him? Almost barely. One tick, and he might have been gone, but he's going to stay alive for a bit until Guardian shows up with a deagle. It's a second shot on Rain, and that's going to be the round. They only lose Zeus, so I mean, a decent round for Na'Vi.
It's kind of interesting that Fox decided to force buy into that round as well. We talked about him being the AWP player.
True.
CT round, you want to make sure you have your AWPer on a map like Train to have that AWP in the first round. Like normally most teams will have 4 players in the armor and keep their AWPer modest there, but he's going to be going without AWPer. He's going to have very little AWPer work with the AWPer. He does manage to get a couple of kills at least. So round number 3, you would expect Navi to run away with this one. They can justify keeping the SMGs on Edward, try and rack up some money with there. But so the aim of the game is sticking together and making sure you're exchanging frags if you are going to go towards the inside bomb site, which it looks like they may be doing right now.
I absolutely love that grenade that lands in the middle there. It's very, very cool. Rain going to be picking up a headshot on Edward. And AZ goes down. Still a decent position here for Navi. They do have the better equipment, although they are losing a couple of members. And the bomb's still not being planted. It's actually Seized clearing out the A-bomb site and calling in the information there for Zeus, just making sure that they know A-bomb site's clear. They get that bomb down quick, and I'm not sure they could really get back in here FaZe. I think the retake's going to be a little bit tricky. Once
the bomb goes down on a map like Train, you've got so many different angles to hold. Crossfires are set up. It's pretty much an impossible task there, but they managed to get a couple of kills from it. And as I said before, Fox, without that real economy to do anything with this, he actually only has an M4 and 1 smoke grenade, so definitely gonna be on the back foot here. They haven't got a single kill on the CT side. I'd like to see some aggression from the CTs. I think they need to find that first pick. They can't allow Navi to fully execute into a bomb site. Like a wall of smokes outside would absolutely ruin them at this point. If the bomb goes down, they're in a world of trouble. So I'd like to see something, someone trying to make a frag happen. You can't sit back and allow Navi to do this slow sort of mentality and try and get into a bomb site here.
Right, and the 2 points of the map where I thought they might have done that was either where AZ is now on the B slope, or maybe down at Ivy, and they seem to be sort of very passive in both positions. 3-man stack, and they were a little bit aggressive towards the main entrance of the A courtyard, so maybe if Na'Vi had gone for an execute, there could have been a big fight there, but right now they are definitely allowing Na'Vi to do exactly what you said they shouldn't do, and that is go for a real setup here. You see the grenades flashing in. AC actually took that one right to the face. He's now trapped behind the car, and he ends up going down. Flamey with the opening frag to follow his MyKillele. This is a great execute coming through from Na'Vi. Rain gun fall to Edward. That could have been a kill, down to 1 health in fact. Jacob and Fox, they can't do anything else. Edward, all right.
Doesn't really matter at this stage. You can see Jacob and Fox remaining no kids and just M4A4s in hand. Make it just 1 now. Jacob was punished by Guardian. And that's exactly, that's his testament to why I feel like on Train, when you're definitely the lesser team going into this matchup, I feel like you want to go to the first gun round with a full utility of grenades. You want to have the AWP. I'd have preferred them to take the full eco on that second round. I don't think forcing the issue there was technically the best call, but that just goes to show what happens. A simple inside execute from Navi. Didn't get held off by any incendiaries. There was nothing really to slow them down at all. They find that first frag onto AZ, and the round just fell apart at that point. And Fox is going to die as well. So Navi, very good step for this first half now. FaZe, not many options here. Just have a couple of upgraded pistols perhaps, but not really sure what they can do. Navi playing this perfectly so far.
Starting in the 5th round here, I mean, we see a single grenade on my killer, and that's about it. This is just a personal thing for me, Henry, but yes. I get annoyed when people buy 1 HE grenade. Why not buy a flashbang, please?
Yeah, that's true. Like, if you want to just try and flash some teammates in and get close to A main, for example, they can try and find something with it. I'm not really sure what you're going to do with the HE, so I definitely agree with you, especially when the HE actually costs more than a flashbang. Yeah,
exactly. There's almost no reason to do it. But it's what they went for, and so far it hasn't really done much of anything. And now I guess traditionally, like they tend to do playing this round very slowly. Yeah, definitely want to. You've got the extra 10 seconds to work with here as well on this rule set. So you want to make sure you're sticking in little wolf packs there. You can see the buddy system being employed pretty effectively right now. Guardian is waiting for any main aggression here. Could find himself in a difficult position here. This is actually pretty audacious from him. I'm not... hello? Are we timed out? No, we're timed out. Definitely.
I was going to say, like, start surfing.
Ice skating going on. But
we're back.
Maybe we are back into... Either way, I mean, that definitely is cause for a little bit of concern there. Guardian seemed to have survived that engagement. Flamey picks up a kill there as well. Pretty sure Guardian would have died there as well. It's a pretty pivotal moment of the round for that to actually come in. So it seemed like maybe that was important. So what's the call here? Are we going to continue or replay that round? Everybody wants to continue. Everyone trying to restore. I think we might be replaying that round. It seems like that's fair enough. Yeah. Like it would have been a moment with Guardian. I'm pretty sure he would have died there, but now he gets a second bite of the cherry. He actually gets away with it, to be fair. I mean, maybe we should talk about that for just a second. I mean, he pushes main alone with an AWP and the bomb. I mean, they could have probably recovered the bomb. Really, that's a lot on one person to give up. That's a really weird play from him to go and face that. You could see him wallbanging at the start. He sensed the CT was there, but he comes around and gives himself a pretty low percentage chance of actually making that kill happen. The best he could have hoped for was winning the P250 exchange, which... And his 4 teammates were respectively 2 at Ivy and 2 up in Whitehall. Right, yeah. So they were miles away. You know, no one could have easily got the counter kill. So we'll see. Actually, Fox out with the in-ears there. All right. I'm wondering if they were having any kind of issues. Well, it looked like a server. Everyone started surfing at the same time. So it looked like a server guy. I think we're just taking advantage of the freeze time and a little bit of a pause we have just to kind of reconfigure themselves, maybe just calm down a little bit and discuss how they're going to approach the first gun round. Perhaps you can see not a lot of talking going on. How would you rate this map in terms of sort of CT aggression? Like, how good is... We always bring up, you know, Mirage as a map where you can get quite a lot out of it. You don't have as many options as you do with Mirage, right? So obviously with Mirage, you have the whole of middle. It's a great landscape. You have different angles where your teammates can cover you from. When you're pushing inside or you're pushing Ivy, there's not really much teammates can actually do to help you out. Once you're committed towards pushing Ivy, there's not really much a teammate can do apart from maybe throw a flashbang. Mirage, obviously, you have players from window pushing offshore, kind of helping you out as you're retreating. You don't really have that same sort of lifeline on train. But I still think the aggression from CT at the right moments is very effective indeed. Pushing Ivy, for example, with an AWP player, if you know you're going against a very particularly slow team, held it towards T-spawn, you're behind on the economy a little bit. I like that a lot. And you see teams, especially after pauses, for example, that's when they'll employ those sort of pushes coming in. I mean, it also feels like, suppose you are pushing Ivy, even especially if you're doing a little bit later in the round, if you don't find anyone, but just to the point where you sort of peek the corner and you say, there's no one here, if they execute B, you're the furthest possible, you know, the position away from the B bomb site. Whereas on other maps, like on Mirage, if you push the B bomb site and don't find anyone, you're actually already in transition to the A bomb site anyway. So you might as well keep going, you know. You will already have helped your team just by being aggressive like that. On this map, I mean, on B, if you push, though, you will be in a good position if you don't find anyone, I mean, if there's a full execute outside, obviously you can go down towards Pop Dog and you have that slight edge coming behind them. So this is interesting now. FaZe have actually changed up the mentality. They've got 4 HEs. They're planning some sort of airstrike. It's going to be going towards main entrance there. They do land some decent damage onto Guardian, though. So 4 grenades go there. They don't manage to find the kill, but they do inflict Guardian down to 16 HP there. So now I'd assume that's going to slow down the pace around tremendously. They're going to be aware that FaZe have changed up their mentality a little bit. Maybe they heard what we were saying, Henry, and they were like, this damn play-by-play caster Anders says no. You don't like HEs? We're going to get 4 of them. Give 4 of them, you know. Didn't quite work, but, I mean, actually, I almost feel like if you are going to do that, they might as well go all in, you know. 1 HE is not going to do anything for your game. Yeah, sure. 4 could. I mean, one more on Guardian and he would have been gone.
Yeah, you can see what they're trying to do. They know Guardian likes to pick that area. They do some decent damage, but not really much happens. Seas now does pick up 2 frags. Just going to leave AZ and Rain remaining. They've got PT-50s and Desert Eagle respectively, and the bomb will be planted at this stage. They're not going to be able to do much for this whatsoever, and there it is, a 5-0 in favor of Navi. Definitely in the driving seat here, but FaZe finally do have a decent economy. Fox will be picking up that AWP, and so will Michael Eddy as well. So going for that double AWP setup. I would assume they'll still leave AZ towards the inside bomb site and have Makelele backing him up towards connector area. You do have the options to go aggressive towards that lower round. We see that kind of shotgun style AWP to find that first pick, but let's see how they decide to go with this. Yeah, AZ looks like he will be left alone. It's going to be Makelele and Fox patrolling that outside bomb site. Now,
I'm wondering if they're going to be really far back. It looks like they will be pushing aggressively on Ivy like we were bringing up earlier, Henry. Yeah. So we've got Fox leading the charge here. He's not going to get flashed in. Guardian is on the other side. Ooh. The Slovakian sniper, as he's often been referred to, sees it coming. Sees apparently did not.
Yeah, that's exactly what they wanted for that. They've got the first pick now. They can smoke it off, fall back, and go into that much more passive setup and force Navi to come to them. I wouldn't like to see them drop any sort of frags now. FaZe have done what they set out to do. Use that spawn, get Fox into a decent position. The Guardian, did he just spot?
I think he saw him, yeah. It might have been that Fox on the other side saw it as well. I think maybe they're going to try and flash Fox in, but nobody getting a kill so far. I think Fox saw the boost as well, so that's why he got flashed in by a teammate then. All right, now Navi just hoping for a mistake from FaZe side anywhere that they slip up and they can get a kill back in here. But Mikelele in this B-bomb side as well. This is a really good setup, I feel like, for the CT side.
Well, they can justify now. They have the man advantage. So AZ's been caught a couple of times by himself in that bomb side. So you'd assume that's where Navi are going to be trying to go towards. They had a very successful entrance in this side of the first gun round.
Is that more lag coming in, or am I just being paranoid? It might just be paranoia.
It's fine. It's all good.
It's all good. Well, Zeus up here looks to be setting up for... Actually, if he goes a little bit further back, right, you can throw Molotovs from up here as well that lands at the back, but just going to be the pop flash in. Mikelele remains unflashed and AC inside the bomb site. 20 seconds here. Flamey, what an opening. Rain goes down as well. Finally, Mikelele landing a shot. And Flamey, although he's very low and Jacob had a grenade, they can't stop him putting the bomb down. So now it's going to be a 3-on-3. Guardian in the back lines here. If Navi bring this back, almost be criminal for FaZe to let this one go. But they are aware of the flank going on. Jacob doing a lot of damage, but he can't win that fight against Zeus. And Fox and Mikelele, they got health, but both AWPs trying to retake. Not a favorable position to be in here. Shot goes through, Flamey, but then comes Zeus and Guardian back into it. And it's going to be 6 and... Oh, what went wrong that round? FaZe, they had the opening.
What's the thing? You had the man advantage at that point. They looked like, we even pointed out, it was the perfect setup to hold off that B defense. They had AZ, they had Mikelele backing him up, but it was just a simple smoke down the lower ramp. Made Mikelele pretty redundant in that stage. He wasn't able to find that entry kill. AZ, once again, not really landing any kills as they came into the bomb site. And it just seemed like the round fell away from them. I'm not really sure what else happened apart from them just not hitting their shots and maybe caught with some bad timings there. The headline is, though, FaZe onto yet another eco here. Jacob's the only one really investing into this round. He's got body armor and 5.7s. They've got a smoke grenade and flash on Rain to do something with, but once again... That was
a spectacularly inefficient grenade.
Where did it land?
It landed on that little ledge where you go down the ladder.
Okay, yeah.
So, like, I have no idea how that worked, but...
Well, it seems like order has been restored in terms of where we thought this result was going. We've had a couple of upsets this morning, but it's business as usual right now as Navi are currently 6-0 up on the T side of Train. Potentially going to be going to 7 as well.
I mean, Vendetta was a bit surprised that Train was picked over Mirage.
Yeah, it's kind of a difficult thing. It's stuck between a rock and a hard place against Navi or Mirage or Train. There's no real good options there, is there? Maybe we know how FaZe have had some decent results on Train in the past, but this doesn't look like it's going to be one of them at the moment because we're currently in 5-on-4, make it a 5-on-3 in the 7th round here, and they're currently 6-0 down. See, they're trying to do something that's funny. Any frag to be useful at this stage, but it's going to be a complete whitewash.
And Edward even going for the sort of underhand throw pop flash into pop dog, and that's something that people have like for a long time didn't do on this particular event. They just throw a flashbang in, and even that one, even though it was a good pop flash, you see Mikelele actually still managed to turn around for it, right? He was still pretty quick with it. It took Edward sort of jumping on his face.
Yeah, Well, the thing is now, we've got the double orb set up once again. Fox was managed to get that first pick at the beginning of last round. I don't think that's going to be an option for them this time. You can see Navi actually sending 3 players there. They're waiting for that aggression to come in. This time, they're focusing their efforts towards the inside side. AZ managed to push up through the smoke, but the thing is, he's kind of isolated behind his own smoke there. But AZ does find the first kill through that smoke somehow and gives him the 5-on-4. He needs to retreat at this stage. Actually, will be able to get away as well. Finally, FaZe get the advantage once more. Fox does go down to 16 HP though.
That's so scary as well, because if he goes down at that point in time and the rest of Na'Vi are really there, then they could rush into the bomb site and might have to give it all up. That's going to leave it in a 5 versus 4 here. Still more than a minute left. And again, Na'Vi, they lose the entry. It's the second round where they've done that. And last time, they still managed to come back and win the round. We'll see if they can do it again. I mean, AC is on a little bit more than half HP. Fox, though, is very low on 16. So this is going to be just a little bit tricky for the Na'Vi team. They've got 2 people on Ivy. The bomb being brought back as well. It's looking like a bit of an A split at this point in time.
Yeah, well, they are setting up for it. I'd assume we'd probably see something a little bit more tactical at this stage. You can see how passive FaZe are going. They don't really have any real intel. They're just kind of holding back and trying to utilize these double up setups they've got. The problem is Guardian is still alive. This is what Navi are famous for, running down the clock, seeing if Guardian can make anything happen, but they are running out of time as we hit the 30-second mark. And there's the inside appearance from Zeus. He's trying to make something happen towards that side of the site. Towards that area.
And I mean, they've got a guy up in Sniper as well out on the A-bomb side. It's going to be really tough. Jacob up here holding. This is such a strong position. Edward, though, will get the opening frag, but Michael with a swift reply. Guardian down, seized. Will get the kill on AC, and it's still a 3-on-3. That bomb being down. Jacob. Oh, no, it's a team kill as well. And Edward and Flamey coming back and winning the round. Henry, what is this madness that's happening? Why can FaZe just not put even a round together?
They finally get that man advantage again. It looks like they're set up very nicely. Sees, though, he actually is the MVP of that round, in my opinion. He was through the spanner in the works. He goes inside by himself, smokes off, takes away vision, finds the solo player within AZ as well, and I think that's when the panic set in a little bit. Michael with the team kill, that really did put the nail in the coffin there. Now you can see the force by coming in. They can't really afford to lose any more rounds. Navi know they're completely in control here. AZ once again left alone in the inside bomb site, and the bad news is Navi look like they're heading towards that area pretty quickly as well.
Oh, nice start from AC. This is a good headshot. Goes for a second and shuts down Guardian. A lot of damage being put onto Zeus as well. Any minute he's going to get grenaded to death as well. AC just wrecking them. It's going to be a quad kill now. Actually, Rain, I think, stole one of them in the meantime, and Seized goes down. What a great defense there. Is that Dupree?
That is Dupree.
It's Dupree chilling with Pala.
Looking on, trying to see what's going on with FaZe, and right now, not much. Puts them in a very precarious position. A decent round from them that time. Finally, AZ's doing some serious work on that inside bomb site. He's been kind of lacking in that area, but that was a very impressive round from him. As we enter round number 10 now, you can see the money isn't great. McLeod still has the scouts, and they're still not out of the woods yet.
Do we know, in fact, that it wasn't Dupree playing that round instead of AZ?
Guys,
I mean,
we're having an absolute nightmare.
We caught them afterwards, you know. Could have been all just planned. Oh,
okay.
Nice shot. Michael with the scout headshot. And Guardian crouched right into it. Fox going to be taking out Edward, and that leaves us in a 4 versus 3. Again, advantage for FaZe. Henry, this has got to be the time.
This should be the one they can actually string a couple of rounds together. This is the must-win round for them. Obviously, the money's reset after this. They lose that loss bonus, so they need to make sure they do some serious work here. Michael, that's a risky play from him, facing low ramp with a scout, but he makes it work. He punishes Guardian there, and it gives them a real chance of winning this round. We can see now the T slowing it right down. They've left the bomb towards T-spawn, just trying to see if they can work a pick before they decide where to go. For FaZe, they still have a minute to go, so Seas is edging out towards main. This could be interesting towards E-box, though. That's a great frag from Jacob, though, and that should secure things as we go down to the 4-on-2. Just Flamey and Zeus remaining. No bomb in hand. And right now, the CTs have a great position here. They've got 2 players they can commit to either bomb site and just kind of wait for Navi to come towards them.
See if they could at least do some damage. I mean, FaZe need all these 4 rifles to stay alive in this round. They can't afford to get anybody killed. Even as they win the round, they don't want to come up with just 1 or 2 people left. So Flamey and Zeus can still inflict a lot of damage, and there are still some secondary goals, you know, as to winning that Navi can accomplish here. So flashbang on out. Zeus trying to set it up. Flamey hitting a headshot on Michael. Rain coming up from behind, and well, it's just going to be down to Zeus. So they're still pretty good. 3 people staying alive here. FaZe winning a second round. It's still competitive. If they can make this 7 and 8, we still got a game on our hands.
Still fine. Like the T side, like it can be very difficult to actually to hold, sorry, when the CT side, it'll be very difficult to hold off the Ts, especially a team like Navi, who get the pistol and ruin your economy. Things can run away from you, but like you said, it's definitely not over right now. Michael Eddie's going to be on the AWP this time, so Fox been taken off duty for now, and it looks like Navi are changing the mentality a little bit. It's going to be Edward, who's just got straight out of main. And I'm not sure the CTs are fully aware of it, though, but you can see someone trying to diagnose what's actually going on. That's a huge frag from Rain. Brings it down to the 5-on-3 as Jacob comes in as well. Guardian trying to make something happen, but that's the round pretty much locked down here. But there we go. Just to be Flamey remaining as it comes to the 2-on-1 situation.
Oh, puts up a smoke and actually wants to challenge just as it blooms. That would have been a cool idea, but doesn't work out that way. Third round coming in from FaZe. And I feel like Edward got the short end of the stick there, because if the timing had been just a little bit better, then probably would have caught them off guard there.
Well, the CTs are finally on the cusp of breaking the Navi economy. I think last round they had about 10k on 2 players. I think finally this will be the one. The problem is Guardian has got that AWP once more. We haven't seen anything too strategic from Navi. They haven't gone for one of the sick outside executions. They've just been working picks and they're trying to surprise the CTs with fast inside plays. AZ once again trying to find a terrorist here as he pushes towards the lower ramp. Does manage to do it, gets Zeus, and once again gets the man advantage in favor of FaZe.
Very smart. Not very predictable either for AC. He does it every once in a while, but it's not like a standard push that we see from him. Bit of an aggressive move here from Fox as he does win the fight against Seized. You can even tell on the other side, Guardian doesn't feel comfortable enough to try and win that fight. Jacob taking down Edward, and now that's going to leave it in a 2 versus 3 as Flamey does pick up the 1 shot. Michael missing a kill then. He's still in position to get the second one, and Guardian a bit slow for once.
He does manage to hit Michael there, but like you said, Michael does come out on top. Just going to leave Flamey with the AWP, and he's got 1 minute to go, so I don't feel like saving is on the menu right now as the CTs are just setting up, trying to force him into an unfavorable situation, trying to make him plant. Michael got different ideas though. He wants to finish the round there and then as FaZe get their 4th in a row. I think that's actually pretty impressive for them to bounce back.
Yeah, now we see the Luminosity team in the background, and actually someone who will push that B ramp a lot is Taco, right? We saw that during Minsk, that he had but not just same push, he had 3 or 4 different pushes. That was quite impressive as well. It's going to make it 8-4 moving into the 13th round. Currently got Guardian and Flamey top fragging in this game. So and they're back to Tech9s.
Yeah, this is the quasi-buy, right? So now the loss bonus is going in favor of Navi. They're actually the 4th stage of it. So they've got Tech9s, they've got smoke grenades. This is when I imagine the wall of smokes would come into somewhere. Looks like they're actually maybe favoring towards that inside bomb side. So smoke down lower ramp, try and smoke off connector, force a bomb plant down, make it uncomfortable for the CTs on the retake. As all 5 players are committed now.
They do have the 1 Molotov, like you talked about in the pistol round, Henry. If it goes to an after plant and there are no smokes on the FaZe side, that 1 Molotov could be the end of a CT team. Now we'll see if that's going to actually go down. Flamey already puts out no plans for any kind of after plant. AC going to get the first kill here, but Zeus comes like lightning out of the sky and takes out AC with that Tech9. And Rain very low on health at this point in time as well. Michael trying to see if he can get back in here, but this is a 3-on-4. Fox is going to win that fight. He comes jumping around the corner. This is some extraordinary counter-strike. Flamey getting 2 with the Tech9 before he finally goes down. That was a very action-packed round. Yeah,
that's exactly what Navi are hoping for. They get the bomb down, get some kills, make it uncomfortable with the CTs, try and dent the economy in some way, but that's 5 rounds in a row for FaZe. They've come to life here towards the latter end of this half. We're into round number 14 now, and that's by the beard of Zeus. He flies down and takes that kill on the Tech9 and gets a few kills there, but FaZe do recover the round. Back to that double orb setup. Fox is going to be building that as well. We have a pause coming in. The door is open. Which door is he referring to? Do you feel like they're getting a little bit chilly over there, maybe? Yes, they are getting cold, I think.
Okay, could be that. I was going to say it could be like some cryptic,
yeah, that's what I thought he was going for, like some sort of metaphor.
Like Norwegian folk saying or something like that. The door is all the Norwegians around the world just nodding their heads. I know what you mean.
Well, headline is FaZe. We thought they're out of this one. It was 8-0, and as you remember, and somehow FaZe have bounced back 5 in a row. Maybe a little bit too late there. That kind of deficit on the CT side can play over your head a little bit, but they're definitely making it competitive at this stage. I think if they can get the 8-7 and get the pistol in the next half, they've got straight back into this one. This is going to be a huge round. Guardians back on the AWP. You can see Caesar's yet to buy, but in terms of the general utility as well, they have enough to do full executions there.
I always wonder at this particular point in the game, Navi, they must be thinking, well, look, I mean, we got like 8 rounds in a row, more or less. Now, how come we can't, now it's been 5 rounds more, we can't really do much? Or are FaZe going to be thinking, why did we lose the first 8 round of rounds when
Yeah,
we've
I
actually,
think it's more of that.
we've
Like
actually proven that we could do this, you know?
They wrecked their own economy, like I said. They forced ball in the second and then had a very difficult round on the first buy, and he just kind of set them up for that huge deficit.
Yeah.
Never really got back on the board, but now they're really fighting back here. This is the round I'd probably suggest. Let's show we've got no fair phase. Let's actually go for another aggressive push towards Ivy, or let's send the AWP for close range towards lower ramp again. Let's try and bring the game to Navi, who possibly are adapting here. This is probably the time we'll see one of those more tactical executions from Navi, trying to just work out what's going on. The picking game's not really working out for them. Let's try and get the wall of smokes down outside. Let's do something with this. I think FaZe will be aware of that, though. I'd like to see them kind of bring the game to Navi a little bit. There it is, pushing Ivy.
Yeah, definitely very aggressive here is Fox. He's got some backup as well. Rain, I think, is behind him with a smoke ready, so in case anything goes horribly wrong here, they have a chance to retreat. But on the other side of this corner, Flamey and the rest of Navi are definitely holding, while a little bit of an appearance by Navi is also happening over at the B-bomb side, just showing some presence pretty much all across the map here. Nice shot from Fox, shutting down Seized. Smoke immediately goes up, making sure Flamey can't punish this play. So second time, both AC over at the B ramp and Fox over at Ivy, those aggressive pushing. You called it out very early as well, Henry, that is something that FaZe could try and do on the CT side to bring it back, and it's been working. I think this is like at least 4 rounds now that they've managed to get some entries like that.
Yeah, it's Fox once again picking it up, and that's just perfect. Like we said, you can probably sense an execution coming from Navi. You want to just take one man down and make that not a possibility. This is a very audacious play from Guardian. He jumps through the fire. He's undetected as well. Oh, just narrowly misses out on that shot to AZ, and then will be forced to fall back, I would say, in this sort of situation, but he's staying for more.
That was a crazy play, jumping over the fire to try and get that early kill. But look at the time here, Henry. 35 seconds. And they're going to try and, I think, wrap back around to the A-bomb site. They've got the bomb now. It should be seen any second now. Coming out of Pop Dog. My killer list there. He shots down Edward, and now it's a 4 versus 3. He does miss the shot and gets tagged a little bit low. He goes down. Guardian picking up a kill as well. And now somehow Na'Vi are back in the driver's seat here. The bomb is going to get planted, and AZ goes down. It's all on Fox. This is a huge turnaround in this particular round, and I don't even know how Na'Vi did it.
I really haven't heard it. Once again, FaZe get the man advantage, but Fox definitely has the money to justify even having a look at this round, seeing what he can do. There's the first frag, brings it to the 2-on-1, but looks like he may be opting out of this one. As he takes Zeus and the bomb ticking away, he probably realizes it's an unwinnable situation, and he hasn't got a kit either, so probably just wants to save the AWP. Money's not as strong as I thought it would, actually, after winning so many rounds in a row. But
so Na'Vi, or Guardian being that far in the B-bomb side, did that sell the idea enough that it was going to be?
I'm not sure.
It seemed like they were a little bit slow in the A-bomb side.
Because Guardian jumped and showed so much presence there, AZ was forced to go in a very defensive position. You saw Guardian on that lower ramp, just trying to scatter anything he could. The CT's lost positional control and information towards that inside bomb side of that stage. So I think it definitely was instrumental to Navi pulling or peeling CTs away. There's the replay right now. It's such an audacious move. And this is the shot. Had he landed this has been absolutely godlike. But we won't see it. It's all fine.
Ends up missing it. Yeah, you're right. Seized with the AWP. Guardian with one. We're in the 15th round. The scoreline being 9-5. And look at Rain charging in here. Max 7-hand turns around, gets the kill on Guardian. Zeus to go down as well. And Rain, he's coming back from. Oh, he actually drops an AWP on. Oh, it's a leg shot. He's not going to get it. Rain. That would have been the perfect opportunity. And now it's down into a 3-on-3. Edward somehow still alive. Half a leg missing, but still fighting.
I don't think he was expecting to pick up an AWP there. I thought he maybe just thought an AK was beneath him, but the Mag 7 would have been perfect in that situation. Does bring it down to a 3-on-3 now. Edward is on very low HP indeed. Michael with the perfect flashbang towards Ivy. Only manages to get one. Flamey answers back. And you can see the HP on Navi. They're definitely on the disadvantage here, but it has come down to a 2-on-2. Bomb is going to be left towards C-spawn for now, as they got to try and work out whether the CTs have reacted at all. And there it is. Jacob will be pushing towards inside. He's trying to get any intel he can for his teammate Fox. Now then, they still have 50 seconds to play with. Fox being a little bit cavalier here, but what does it matter? He knows the players are low and manages to land the P250 shots.
I mean, now the bomb is miles away from Flame here. Like, at this point, I think just take 9 out and start running. Hope you hit some ridiculous level headshots. Fox to shut it down, and actually ends up top fragging for FaZe, leaving them at 9-6 for the first half. I mean,
it's a decent comeback, it has to be said.
Henry, any colors casters' worst nightmare is having to answer this question. You know, how many rounds did they need?
Yeah, this is your favorite go-to question, isn't it?
Of course, I mean, because I
think
can't really be answered.
The Moses response is always like, yeah, he needs all of them. I think 6 is enough to play with. Like the CTs, like they needed at least 6 to just even have a real chance. If they get the pistol and bring it to 9-9, at that point, like they could do exactly the same thing Navi did to them. It wasn't a very tactical game. It was working the picks, and we saw FaZe are in good form right now from what we saw this morning. The key players are arriving at this event. AZ was very quiet for the first like 5 or 6 rounds, but then he really came to life and was instrumental in them getting back into this. So I'm going to say 6 is workable. It's definitely not over yet.
I mean, for those of you at home, by the way, that is like that's the question where if you're trying to like keep the cast going, you don't really know what to say, just ask that question.
Let's chuck it in there.
Yeah, just chuck it in there. How many rounds? Well,
here we go. Let's have a look at the buy for FaZe. They've actually gone for 3 sets of armor here. 2 utility players would be Jacob and Michael Ellie with smoke grenades here. So gives them 2 options. They could either do a couple of smokes outside and try and get the plant, but with Rain getting kills like that onto Flamey to open up the B bomb site, that actually makes outside bomb site a lot more tantalizing, right? You know you're going to peel CTs away here, and you've got the smokes to play with, which Michael Ellie will be dropping right now.
I feel bad for Flamey because I don't think he even wanted to fight. I think he had a Molotov and he wanted to sort of just defend it, you know? Rain just punishing him instantly. Oh, Guardian looking the wrong way, and AC winning that fight, and even if he hadn't, there would have been a follow-up for sure. Zeus with a nice headshot goes for a bit more. He's going to have to go huge in this round. Seized helping out and dropping Michael Ellie. This is a big round for FaZe. They have to win it. It's a 3-on-3 right now. Jacob hunting down Zeus, and Seized and Edward are left here. But Edward is a bit of a specialist when it comes to pistol, so I wouldn't count Na'Vi out of this round. Still no bomb plant. Seized missing a couple of shots. Edward in a great position here, but ends up actually falling down. Kind of wish he would have stayed, but I'm not sure they realized that all of Na'Vi are actually, sorry, all of FaZe are out in this A courtyard. Edward missing more shots. He hits a headshot though on Rain and goes for a bit more. Does the damage. Edward picking up the kill on Jacob, and now it's down to AC in a 1-on-2, and this is a very, very bad position for him to be in. 17 health and about 38 seconds, and also 30 seconds, and this is going to be a really, really rough situation for him to be in. Edward bringing it back for Na'Vi, looking for one more kill to complete the triple. AC trying to see if he could sneak up. It looks like he's going to shoot Edward in the back of the head, but sees this here, and he could just walk right in to get this kill. Easy peasy. Na'Vi going to win the round.
Interesting stuff there from FaZe. They had the man advantage. It looks like they had the information as to where the CTs were. Someone made the call. Oh, both CTs are here. Let's go towards Poplar. Let's rotate towards inside. But Edward comes in and finds both kills there. An absolute nightmare situation. These are the kills that I'm not really sure as to where the comms were. You can see the bombs actually still towards Ivy at that stage. Where are those guys planning on going? That was actually a pretty questionable decision from them. They should have probably stayed together, stay with the bomb. That's the main target, right? But headline is FaZe managed to drop that round, and they're going to be not force buying this round fully. They've got Tech 9s and P250s and smoke, so they're going for a full-on plant situation here. They want to make sure they have AKs going into the next round potentially, so let's see what they can do here.
Wall of smokes going up. Some defensive grenades coming out from the Na'Vi team, just trying to see if they can keep them away for a bit. AC going down. Jacob currently with the bomb, and he's putting it down, so that much is successful. And it seemed like that's going to be all. Guardian with a 2-for-1 grenade. Carpet bombing Rain and Michael Ellie, and Jacob, he goes down. Nobody even dies on the Na'Vi side. So successful or not?
But I would say, yeah, absolutely successful for FaZe. They got like AZ getting the bomb down in the pistol. They get the bomb down in this round. That's going to give them a great bank of cash going into the next round. They're definitely going to have AK-47s. You can see Navi have 2 UMPs and a FAMAS. They're going to be, they could justify forcing up to this one. You know you're going up against AKs, but I think they'll be keeping the UMPs, trying to force a kill. Maybe sending those 2 in towards lower ramp, trying to find a quick close range kill there. Actually going to be dropping. Well, Guardians actually decided to upgrade fully to the AWP, so I think that's a wise decision from him, considering the buyout they know they're going against. You can see FaZe have full smokes, grenades, and a couple of Molotovs as well. So let's see what they can bring to the party this time. Just Edward keeping his own.
Guardian doing exactly what Fox did, pushing very aggressively. If he misses a kill here, he's going to be gone. He doesn't have backup like Fox did, but it doesn't matter. He's going to get the kill. He goes down to AC, but UMP play by Edward, like you said, pushing aggressively. So they do trade 2-for-1.
Well, this definitely does help out the CTs a lot. Guardian has lost the AWP. There are still 3 AKs and 3 smokes, so he's definitely not out of this just yet. You can see one of the CTs about to get flashed in towards main entrance there. It's going to be Zeus. Doesn't find anything just yet, as Michael Ellie is well aware of the situation.
I mean, is that a stylistic difference between the 2 teams here? That that Fox would have had someone else with him there, I think Rain, to help him out. and Guardian goes alone. You know, is that just Guardian style?
Well, the thing is, like,
he
was such a committed position at that point. Like, it's very difficult to read. There's going to be a second player there. Once you find that kill in that very tight corner, you don't necessarily assume another player will be there with him. I think even if he had backup, he would have been dead there in that situation. Because considering the angle he was trying to fall back from, like, the other CT wouldn't have helped him out either way. So, I think he was dead to rights there. But 35 seconds remaining. FaZe with the man disadvantage. The smoke's coming out now, and they're going to be trying to get that bomb down. And there it is. AZ takes down Zeus, neutralizes the situation. Rain coming in as well, and Seas does manage to bring it down and equal things out. Bomb needs to be planted still, though.
That grenade was dead on from AC. Seized. He was very low already. He was going to be dead no matter what. Flamey picking up an AK, but it's a 1-on-2. He goes for the long-range spray. Tries to win that fight. Going to get the headshot on AC. And out to 1v1 here. AK versus AK. Health roughly equal, and bomb only just gone down. Flamey has some time to play with here. Michael, he's going to pick up that kill, and FaZe will barely win it. But it's the first rifle round they have in the second half.
Absolutely. After getting the bomb down in the first 2 rounds there, they can bring out the AK-47s. They lose the first pick. Guardian gets it, but AZ responded. And actually, FaZe went in there with the man disadvantage and capitalized somehow. They used the smokes, locked out some of the CTs, got the bomb down, and there's some great individual play there. Michael showing he still is the clutch master. We saw it in fashion in Cluj, but big round for him to bring home for his team there.
Just one flashbang in this round on Na'Vi. They've bought, but they've got no utility at all. So this is going to be a scary round. Flamey pushing in. Oh, but the timing not going to be there. Cease picking up the 1 kill. A team kill comes through. Jacob going down at AZ. Rain goes down after killing C, so it's still a 2v3 Na'Vi. They might manage to pull this round home.
I think you may be right there. They have got 3 players still alive, all towards bomb surrey now, and there it is. Zeus should seal the deal there. Just going to be Michael remaining. He has got the aforementioned Molotov here, and it's going to come right now. Will it be enough?
Well, they don't have a kit, so they can't just hold it down. This Molotov going to buy a significant amount of time. They also know where Michael is. They're going to have to try and go for him here. That Molotov still burning inside. Michael wins the first fight against Zeus. They don't have a kit. They might not have time. Michael goes for it. He wins the one fight. He sprays him down. Michael picking up a triple kill. And FaZe going to bring it to 8 rounds.
Oh, dear God. Navi, that is such a difficult round to swallow. You can see the pause coming in. It's going to be a technical issue, but I thought maybe it'd be time for Zeus to have a little bit of a shout with his teammates. That Molotov just goes to show you, we talked about it before, it's such a powerful proposition. When you know the CTs are weak for kits, they don't have any utility to actually extinguish this, the Molotov, that can be so deadly there. Michael plays that round perfectly. That kill was so important. Takes down Zeus, makes it really uncomfortable. They're not sure whether to hold the defuse, and they actually went for it as well. Edward doesn't manage to actually kill. He lands the dink, but it wasn't enough. And that's such a massive round here. FaZe suddenly coming to life here in the second half. And the thing I wanted to point out before, Navi, I don't feel like they had the force by that round. They've got this better round, 11-7. Yeah. They didn't have to make this a closer game than it is. CT economy, very difficult to manage. Obviously getting onto the 3-on-1, and it should have been in their favor. It's a little bit of an anomaly, but overall, when you're buying into that round, I'd say you probably don't have to take that risk. Just wait till the next round. You have your key players on full rifles, etc. But there we go. It's going to be coming down to the 4-on-3. Seized answering back with the headshot onto Rain, but looks like FaZe now going for the straight up inside push.
Flamey here with a C set in hand. He's going to pick up the 1 kill on Fox, but it's just not enough here to stop it. Edward, 3 bullets left, and he can't find that kill. Michael with a rescue shot in the back of Edward, and Seized, well, not sure what he's doing. It's a pretty map, so maybe he's just touring it. Oh, he finds an AK, actually. That's not bad.
Oh, do? Well, let's have a look at the money for Navi. They do have enough to buy next round. It wouldn't be the prettiest buy. You can see Flamey invested pretty heavily into that round. He's just left with $500. Same goes for Guardian. He won't have enough in AWP. So they're going to have $2,400 coming into the accounts next round. It's going to be another horrific buy. So saving that AK-47, at least they have something to work with. I'd probably prefer them to take the double eco here and actually just make sure they come in with the next gun round with full equipment.
Now, I'm getting flashbacks because we've had this discussion a lot in the past when it comes to Na'Vi, and they almost always seem to opt for not doing the double eco, which means sacrificing an AWP on Guardian, which is one of their huge strengths. So they do this a lot where they will go for the buy and then they end up not having the money anyway. So I'm wondering what they're doing.
It's the thing. It's so tempting when you have that AK, and like C's could drop weapons. I think they are actually going to be playing the percentages here, and they're going to make sure they come into next round with a full arsenal of AWPs, rifles, utility, defuse kits. This is definitely the sensible decision, but one they could have made a few rounds ago. Now, after lose this round, it's going to be 11-10, and now that's getting a little bit uncomfortable. But there we go, round number 21. Oh, okay. We're stopping.
A bit of a restart.
I think I was talking. I didn't really catch what was going on. Maybe there's a little technical issue. And now Michael is going to go to the toilet as well. don't go before the game, always go mid-game. That's how I like to do it.
So I think it's like a psychological thing, you know.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, Semler's been advancing this theory for a while that if you're right on the edge, you just gotta pee a little bit. You play better.
I think there's some truth in that. Believe it or not, I actually used to believe that as well. For some reason, it was like I used to be quite superstitious when I was a player, right? So I used to think like if I had one really sick game before, like in a advancing in a bracket, like the game before I was really on point. I was playing really well. You're on the same setup you were before. I wouldn't like to change anything. I think maybe what was inside me was what was keeping me going, and maybe that was why I was playing in such great form. If I go to the toilet, it's going to change the chemical balance of my body a little bit. Maybe I won't be as informed there. So maybe there is some truth there. I'm not saying there is, but maybe some players believe that maybe a reason.
You know, I have run into some really freaky player superstitions, you know.
Okay,
like one thing is like, you know, player ticks where, you know, you have to like complete like a certain rotation of the guns or something like that, you know, to make that work. I think,
okay.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Forrest, whenever he gets tilted enough, he'll change his name, you know, to Is No Good instead, right? So it's like that's I think one of the interesting ones for. Oh my god.
Oh, those lights though.
Oh yeah. Just can't deal
Parlor
with it.
there. Enjoying the games, observing everything, soaking it all up, the atmosphere.
Having a fantastic time. See an SK logo in the background. These lights are so bright. Henry, like, for nerds like us, this is too much.
I can feel it burning my vampire-like skin. So it's a bit much for me. I've maybe gone transparent at this point, but there we go. We've got to be filling time for a little bit. I think one of the PC's blue screen, I think we heard in our ear, that's what the issue going on right now. So they're taking advantage of the time to go to the toilet. So I think we'll probably be fitting for a couple of minutes here. Hopefully
it's been a really long time since I've had a blue screen. Have you been playing with anyone who has who's had like a really funny superstition? Or what was yours like? With you said like not changing anything basically.
That was always my thing. Like, okay, when I was in CGS, I actually remember it was certain foods I didn't like to eat. Like they always when we were working in America, right? And it was always just like they always used to serve us always amazing pizzas and burgers and all that sort of stuff. And I was just like, nope, my body's a temple. I need to make sure. Like I'd rather go without food than put like junk into my body.
All right.
I thought it'd like affect my brain or make me sluggish in some capacity. So I used to actually go into games starving hungry. And in hindsight, that seems ridiculous. Like, if you're starving your body, you're not going to have the actual energy to come across and actually play to your full potential. For some reason, in my 19-year-old brain, that made sense to me. I was that superstitious that putting that kind of junk food in your system would actually make you play a lot worse. But now I look back on it and feel like I'm probably this thin now because of that reason. I'm kind of starving myself for so many years.
Sacrifices were made.
Yeah.
All right. What about what about actual ticks? Because I playing a lot in 1.6 for me, the clan. I mean, no one ever does this anymore. But in 1.6, sort of the god combo was having the Deagle AWP.
Okay.
Right. So you'd obviously switch between you shoot the AWP, switch back to Deagle, and then switch back to AWP, like a really quick thing like that.
Okay.
So like for a long time in Global Offensive, I had to condition myself to not do that. I had to remind myself not to buy the Deagle with the AWP because it doesn't make any sense to do in Global Offensive, but.
It definitely doesn't make any sense in Global Offensive.
Is there a source equivalent like that? I mean, I also kept like, duck
Did you ever
like
play CS Source? Did you see how overpowered the Deagle was? That was like
I've seen videos.
You didn't even need an AWP in that game. If you had a Deagle, like you were set. Like that was like the AWP was the accessory.
I've seen some of the frag videos that are out there that once did.
Oh yeah, that guy was sick. I wish he was still playing, to be honest. Like
he was at the beginning of Global Offensive.
I remember like he was probably like in terms of like raw skill. You used to think every time you played against that guy, you thought he was like completely cheating. But he's one of the players I speak to like the ex-TSM guys, Stratus now, and they're like, yeah, well, we've spoken to him in the past. We'd love him to come back, but it's just like not a thing. I think he's working now and kind of
quit that.
Quit that.
I mean, actually, so there are a couple of players that I've seen that sort of that had sort of a rumor as being like that. Once is one of them, right? So I've actually seen him play, and he was very good, like ridiculously good. I have no idea how.
The problem is now, like those players who were sick in 1.6 and Source, like I feel like they'd be too far behind now. Like you see a lot of
Can't make it work.
Like I think coming back in a coach capacity, we see some big names coming back, like Zonic, for example, and stuff like that. That's fine. That works. Like I think we see Robin coming back for FaZe as well. He's going to come in as the coach, for example. I think names like that, they work in a coach capacity. They've got the CS mentality. The fundamentals of CS never change. But those old names to come back as players, let's say Frod's come back, right?
Yeah.
I'm not that excited for Frog coming back. Like, he was obviously godlike in 1.6 and Source to an extent, but him coming back now, I just feel like he's a little bit too far behind to keep up.
You feel like at least if you are going to make a big comeback as an old superstar, maybe the thing to do is literally to quit your job and go all in.
That's the thing.
Which is obviously like an insane thing to do.
Well, that's what Frog has been able to do. That he's been gifted full reign of complexity, right? And he's been given a decent salary, so he has quit his, what I understand was a lucrative job, and he's gone all in. Maybe give it a year and see how he gets on. I think that's fine as long as you have something to fall back onto and you can justify it. Give it a go, but I just don't see it amounting to like the dizzy heights he hit before, being like a world-class team and taking down titles and all that sort of stuff. I really just see them being like, they'll probably get to like top 3 NA, but...
Do you get the feeling that maybe it's also just that the general level is higher now, actually?
It depends. It's just a different beast now. The CSGO, it's difficult to compare the titles like that directly. It's not as black and white as that. I think there's a lot of subtle nuances that change the mentality of a player. I think we saw it when the CSGO first came out. People were trying to play it like 1.6 still, to try to play it like Sword. They're trying to bring over the same habits they had before, and that's actually a downfall to them. It was the younger players who could actually adapt to and didn't have the same bad habits going into this one that made them so good. And now we get to this point where everyone's got those bad habits and they've kind of adjusted their game to be full-on CSGO. And I feel like, obviously, players like Fraud and stuff, they would have played a lot of Go, but it's just not going to be at a world-class level to what we saw in 1.6. But I think we filled pretty nicely there. We covered unearths a lot of pasts, a lot of my embarrassing stories, and hopefully we can get into this one. I think we had a slight PC issue. If you are just joining us, this is Navi playing FaZe on Train. The scoreline currently is 11-9. In favour of Navi, but it's looking a little bit scary at the moment.
Got the inside of malnutrition.
Yes, yeah, that's what happened. This is how I look like this now. But anyway, here we go.
We had the 4 HE buy going on to a FaZe when they were on the CT side. Now we've got Navi with 3 HEs trying for something similar, perhaps. Going to be the one going in. A little bit of damage onto Fox, but not really that much. The other 2 grenades are being held back a bit, and just like last time, the effect of it is just not that big. Mikelele and AC picking up a kill each. And it's a good start here for FaZe once we are back from the pause. Nice shot from Zeus, though. Great headshot coming through the Deagle, and that might actually make a difference here. We're still playing a 3-on-3. Zeus, they line up. Oh, he's going to get both the kills. 3 headshots, picks up an AK. Zeus wrecking them. It's going to be 4 kills in the round. Navi winning it.
It looked like FaZe had that round completely tied up. And then all of a sudden, the Deagle Mania comes in, and it just completely turns around in his head. That is so devastating to the morale of FaZe. This is the replay right now. Let's just enjoy this. Zeus just pulling the round out the bag there. 4 kills to finish things off. And you can see that's affected everything. That's actually knocked FaZe from going from a guaranteed round and putting them to, what, 11-10? Now they're actually on a 4 spy here with Tech9s and 1 AK. Looks like they're going for a little fast outside execution here. Smokes to be dropped straight away. Just trying to get the bomb down in any capacity they can and answer back and trying to reset the money of the CTs. Here we go. The execution comes in.
Oh, Fox starting off here, but Edward with a nice spray. Almost just straight transfer that onto Rain. Bomb is... No, it's not in the smoke anymore. It just went down. AC trying to look for it with a Tech9 here. Going to take the kill on Cease, but he's alone. And they're just running through. Flamey having a moment there. We had a hard time finding him. That moment for Zeus, right? He gets the first headshot in there. And then it's almost like he has like a moment of like clear vision where he realizes there's like a hole in this defense that I can just exploit. And that was perfect, wasn't it?
Nuts. Like, that's such a huge round as well. You can see the fallout of that as well. There we go, Edward. Pretty simple procedure for Navi. That's going to bring them to 13 plays 9 now. Another quasi-buy coming in from the terrorist side. They have kept their money pretty modest. They've got about 2K average across the board and some P250s. And AZ's actually managed to buy up with the AK-47. He's left himself in $1,000 here, so he needs to make something happen with this. Jacob is the first player to land a frag. He takes down Flamey, and maybe, just maybe, FaZe can do something with this. It's currently a 5-on-4, but they only have 1 smoke to play with. That's going to be in the hands of Jacob. They have salvaged another AK though.
I feel like this pause combined with the loss of the sort of very short round has ended them in a very bad position because whatever momentum they had must have been
just drained, I guess.
Yeah, drained at this point.
It just felt like I think the blue skin was on there. They were on the receiving end of it, and we all often talk about teams like Fnatic when they take a pause, it kind of slows the game right down and kind of gets you back into it, and they win that round of a huge Deagle play. It really does affect your morale, and that's when the bickering can start perhaps as well. And Guardian just keeping Navi in this round as he answers back and brings it to a 4-on-4. Great teamwork from him, getting flashed in towards that Ivy area. And now that final smoke has been thrown out from Jacob.
And look at the confidence on Na'Vi here. They're simply saying, as long as we hold this A bomb site, we've got the grenades to retake B. We just can't lose A because then we have to look all over for them. But B, it's not a problem. We've got the grenades, we've got the Molotovs and everything else. Going to try and put them out here on Ivy. Zeus turning around, goes for the fight and drops the bomb as well. Nice play from Zeus. He's been coming alive these last couple of rounds. Jacob, the last one left, 1 versus 3. Good damage being dished out. It might not be over yet, but coming in with the flank. Edward, and going to get that kill, 14-9.
Interesting stuff. Well, this is almost one of the last chances here for FaZe to stay in this one. If they drop this round, looking on the barrel of map point for Navi on the CT side of train, not a very nice prospect indeed, but they will have a semi-reasonable look into this. The only person with the deficit is AZ after buying the AK last round. He only has a Gilil this time and 1 smoke to play with. They do have 5 smokes across the board though, so you'd assume they'll try and use those in some sort of fashion here, but look at Flamey. He's got the auto sniper here. They are in 5th gear right now. 3 sniper rifles on the CT side. They're going to keep things nice and long range, try and lock out the T's as long as they possibly can with the utility, and just blitz them with the snipers as they try and execute.
It's something we've seen Na'Vi do a fair bit recently. AC almost visibly annoyed at eating that grenade. One going to land here on Michael as well, so decent damage being dished out by Na'Vi early on. But I mean, these rifles also mean they're a little bit more sort of drawn back on the map. Maybe if FaZe realized they could use that against Na'Vi.
Pretty simple frag there for Guardian. And if you show me your whole body towards Ivy, I'm not really sure what you're hoping for there. Fox gets taken down. I think it was hoping the return frag would come in from AZ, but didn't even have a single chance there. Brings it down to the 5-on-4. And now looking like a very difficult prospect now for FaZe. As time is ticking away, we hit the 50-second mark. They still have 3 smoke grenades to play with, so could try and do some sort of execution to get the bomb down. There's one of the smokes being thrown out at least. The CT's in such a strong position right now, considering how much firepower they have with these snipers.
Zeus close to the entrance there, able to hear that they are indeed walking back and forth. Guardian going to be picking up the kills. Zeus actually just gets traded, but Flamey there with the auto sniper. He goes down to Jacob. How did he land that shot? Jacob with 1 more headshot. He just cannot be stopped. He's on 1 health and still wrecking the Na'Vi lineup. Finally, they put an end to it with C's getting that kill. 15 seconds, and Rainey's falling right back. Oh, he's even got the knife out. No, they can't. What is going on?
Okay.
They almost traded places. Yeah. I almost want to say Rain should just kept going.
Interesting finish that around there, but Navi do capitalize. Jacob with a lovely 3-man there, all headshots of the AK. He's had a pretty quiet series, to be fair to him. That's he was on 10 for 19 before that round. Almost got them back into the game with that one, but Navi now on map point, 15 plays 9. It looks like FaZe just going straight out of main entrance, trying to make something happen quickly here. Fox will be leading the charge, but he gets taken down straight away by Seized.
Oh, yeah, half his team witnessing that kill as well. Edward going to be in the smoke hiding. It goes down to Rain, sees that coming now. It is going to be a 4 versus 3 here, but Guardian gets put into play. Picks up the 1, drops the bomb. Zeus roasted alive by AC, and now Flamey and Guardian here. They're a man down, but they've got control of the bomb here. So at some point, Terrorist are going to have to come for it. Guardian gets smoked off. He misses the shot. He's so close. Grenade rains out. Flamey, he's going to miss that kill, and he puts the punish there. Jacob going down. Rain to fall last, and Na'Vi bring it back. 2 versus 3. 16-9 victory here on Train.